Welcome! So today we will try to figure out all the electrical nightmares which are waiting for us here on this nice Golf MK2 GTD. Okay, so first thing which is, I would say, not working correctly is the radiator fan. You can see here I have a battery. I take the negative terminal, connect it. So yeah, you can consider kind of it works, but not the way it should. So we need to take a look on that. So headlights are not working. What you see, it's only these small bulbs which are working. Actually the low beam doesn't work, and actually high beam works only on one side. Yeah, and I actually put on the hazard switch, which should turn on all the turn signals, and as you can see, only this one works and that one doesn't work. So that's, yeah, pretty funny situation with lights. And then we have here a situation like this, that yeah, random wires are just chilling outside here in the engine bay. And for real electrical gourmets, we have here our fuse box, and as you can see there is some hidden switch which I have no idea what it does, and some bonus switches here as well. Great. I'm sure that's just there for fun, or maybe not. Yeah. So that's the list of things which we need to figure out. So let's start with the radiator fan. So as a first thing, I remove the battery, so I have a better access to the cables here. Already you can see that this is not original cable connection here, which is going to the fan. And that's most probably the reason when I connect the battery it immediately starts, because this connector has here on the fan has only, say, two cables going in. One is red with black stripe and one is brown. Based on the wiring diagram here which I have for the radiator fan, and as you can see here in the text, the V7 is our radiator fan. So we have it here, which is V7, that's the radiator fan, and here you can see ρ/SV, which means ρ is red and SV is black. So that's our cable, that our red cable with black stripe. And here you can see F18. And here we have our red cable, which is this one going here, and my paper just disappeared. Okay, back. So as you can see, there is no F18 in between. It's here. And what is F18? You can check. And F18 is radiator fan thermo switch, which is located here at the bottom. And as you can see, it's right, there is nothing connected to it. So what is necessary to do, I think, is to put this cable, this red with black stripe, into the switch, and from the switch run one cable here to the red one. Then it will make sense that it will go through the switch, thermo switch, and it will start only when it will have the required temperature. And with the brown one actually is mentioned here, and yeah, brown one goes right from the radiator fan to the T2Q, and T2Q connector 2 pin in the engine compartment, right? Yes, it's not there, of course, because I found this connector in the trunk. So I think that this was the original connector which was there. So yeah, that happens, but I don't have the opposite of it. So just for sake of the testing, if it works, I will run one cable from the thermo switch to the red one, and the red with black stripe will be connected there on the other pin, and yeah, then it should work. Easy as that. So I did this temporary connection, as you can see Now from the original red connector it goes to the temp switch, and from the temp switch it goes to the radiator fan, and the ground goes actually directly where it was, but I need to extend it because it was, the original one was short. So yeah, it's really just a temporary solution just to test it, because otherwise you need to tape it, or let's say isolate it better, because it's too open, I would say. Okay, so now I will just put the battery in, start it, see if the fan is not turning when it starts, and then wait until it gets to temperature and it starts turning. But maybe I will figure out that that the temp switch is it's not working, and that's the reason why someone bypassed it. So yeah, these are the options. So let's see. So yeah, I think that's the culprit, that temp switch, because otherwise when I just connect the wires directly it works and the fan is turning. So yeah, I will change that one. To do that you need a wrench like this size, which is 30, quite a big one. So you put a wrench on it and you just rotate. Classic stuff. You just need the wrench for the first quarter of a turn, then it goes by hand. And yeah, I put there a bucket under it because obviously the radiator is full of coolant. So when you remove this temp switch, yeah, some coolant will go out. Like that. Of course it goes not only into the bucket. And looking at the color of the coolant, yeah, I think it's a good way to change it. Actually I changed it when I put the engine back and radiator. As you can see, it's still not, yeah, it's still dirty, so yeah, it's good to change it again. Because if you compare how the color should be, like this nice pink, and this is quite, yeah, rusty-ish with pink maybe somewhere in it, yeah, so definitely now is the good time to change it, and you need to put it out anyway. But I will get to that in a later stage of this video. In the meantime, I will take a look on the other electrical issues. I ended up in this stage, so the cluster is out, the switches are out, and yeah, here at the bottom there is the cluster connected, and it's the switch for the lights and the diming wheel. Yeah, the button is itself, as you can see, just, you know, in not very good shape, so most probably I will change it. And I find out that the blower motor for the inner heating doesn't work at all. Actually at this point the battery is disconnected, but even if it was started or connected, it does nothing. And I was reading some other guys in forums on the internet, and yeah, most probably the ignition switch is broken. So I will remove the ignition switch, and yeah, we'll see if changing it will help. I think it's not an expensive thing, maybe 10 euros, I hope. So yeah, let's disconnect all this stuff and widget. So as I learned, there are different types of these barrels there. So yeah, this one is the type with the spring and with the washer here. As you can see, it's already free. I think there is a tool how to free it, which you put there, but yeah, of course I don't have it, so I just used screwdriver from this side and just bashed it with a hammer and it went off. Actually, it fly off somewhere under the seat, I think, and yeah, I just put it back to show it to you. So yeah, now when the washer is free and the spring is free, you can just take it out, and actually you can take out the whole barrel. I think it should now go. Yeah, there is a bottom part of it as well. Put it there and it should now go. So here it is, and here is our ignition switch holding there by one bolt from this side. So to unbolt it, put the ignition switch off or away, the new one, and assemble it back. So here it is. Here's our nice ignition switch. So yeah, literally 1 year passed and I'm back near the Golf, and as you can see, yeah, during that time one of the tires actually died, so I need to change it so I can move the car. And as I was mentioning previously, I changed the coolant, so it's nice pink as it should be, and I changed the temp sensor as well and put the new wiring there, so we will test that as well. And we will check the front lights if they work now correctly. So actually what I did was, in the interior I changed the ignition switch, which helped me to fix the heating fan. That should work now as well. So first issue solved. I just changed the tire. This old one, yeah, has some new modern shape, as you can see. Well, anyway, okay, that's done. So we will now check the lights if they work correctly. So this is when the switch is off. So first position, only the, say, parking lights. Second position with the, let's say, standard beam on, and this is the high beam. So I can show you here as well that the sensor for the high beam works as well. And now the hazard light test. As you can see, only one works. The second one doesn't work because the short cable is broken. So only way how I can show it that it works, I will just switch the cable now to the other side. And now this side blinks as well. And I switch it, so yeah, as you can see, it doesn't work on this side. So yeah, this short cable is wrong. But anyway, I will use another cables which are already in the bumper, so that's not a problem. But at least the other lights are working as they should. And the final test is to check if this heating fan works, because it was not working previously. So let's check. And I put the ignition on, and now I put the fan. Okay, the first doesn't work, I don't know why, but this one, and so I consider that as a success. And just a few hints at the end, that you always check what are the pins on your connector when you are buying it. Because for example, this is the new connector which I buy for a light switch. But yeah, these pins are different than I have here on the old one. So I had to leave the old one there. Anyway, that it wasn't the culprit, so it works with the old one as well. But I just wanted to change it from aesthetical reasons, because it's already used. And of course, I did the same mistake with the ignition barrel switch, which you can see. This is the original one which was in the car, and it has this shape, the pins, and this is the first which I ordered. It's black, that's first thing, but yeah, other than that, you can see it's completely different setup of pins. This was useless for me. Maybe if I will buy another Golf, I can use that. So basically, I bought wrong light switch and wrong ignition barrel switch as well. So just a heads up for you, or advice that you always need to check which connector you have and order the right one. The second time I ordered the right one, and now it works. So actually, the most of the electrical issues were caused by faulty ignition barrel switch. And here we have our engine on the right temperature, and we can see that the cooling fan is actually doing its work, which is great. And I need to say that some of the water is gone, and it's actually here. You can see here. So there is a leak somewhere, so I'm sure there will be some future fun with it. But that's something for the next video. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.